Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin and today we are going to start a solo conquest of Mage Knight. Now this game has tons of coverage. I highly recommend checking out Ricky Royals or Liz Davidson's How to Play This Game if you want to actually learn how to play. If you just want to hang out and watch a game and enjoy an experience and maybe set your own game up and play with me, please hang out here. We're going to do solo conquest with Tovak. I'm not going to do a setup video because there's tons of them, so I'll just link one to the description below if you want to see that. Let's go ahead and jump in. As Tovak surveys the land, we see that we have a dungeon over here, which is kind of tempting, especially because we have a healing glade here and here, and if we end our turns in those locations, we can throw away wounds, even if they're in our discard pile. We also have a monastery here, and I have here in the unit offer some savage monks that look kind of appealing to be able to influence. So the first thing we need to do is roll our 3 dice in the source, and we get 2 reds and a gold. Before choosing our tactics card for the day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we do get to draw our top 5 cards in our hand, and we've got swiftness, we've got tranquility, we've got some threaten, rage, and some stamina. So we've got some move, we've got some nice attack. There's red mana in the source. There's no white, so we can't use this for an attack. We could use this as a move. You know, that's actually not a terrible hand. Now the question becomes, what of our 6 tactics cards do we want? I definitely don't want early bird. Rethink, we could discard cards. I don't think we need to discard cards. I'm not worried about mana steal. Once per day you can take another turn. Yeah, it's between 4 and 5. It usually is in that first round. At the end of each of your turns, if you have at least 2 cards in hand, your hand limit is 1 higher, or just draw 2 cards. I'm thinking, let's go ahead and do planning this time. So we'll grab planning. That means we're going to take all the rest of these, and I'm going to give them a good shuffle, like so. And the AI, which is going to be Arithia, is going to be our AI. She's going to take 6 the right moment. So that means we get to go first. Since we're going first, I think what we're going to do is just use our stamina card here. And what we're going to do is use that yellow die that's in the source to power that up. Because remember, yellow is considered wild, so we can convert that over to a blue. We get a total of a move 4. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the chance. I'm gonna move myself into the dungeon. Now, what I can do, and I think I'm going to, is I'm just gonna end my turn here. The advantage is because I chose planning, I have more than 2 cards left in my hand. I have 4, so I can draw 2 cards because my hand size will be 6 now instead of 5. And we'll be able to use one of the mana from the source as well. So let's give this a roll. We've got a blue. We'll go ahead and draw 2 cards, and I have to say, I don't think I would have done that had I not gone first, so I think it was advantageous for us that we got to go first. We'll discard our top 3 cards for Arithia. She has a white that's on top of those 3. That means we have 1 white crystal here. She'll discard 1 more card. So she just discarded 4 cards. Now it's back to our turn. It's certainly a risk to go into that dungeon, especially right at the beginning, but I have 6 cards in hand. I don't know. Look at the benefit. If we do defeat whatever enemy we find there, if we roll a yellow or a black with a mana die, we will gain 1 spell, and if we roll anything else, we can actually gain an artifact right to start off the game. Can you say no to that? Remember though, night rules apply, and if we did have any units, they couldn't come down, but we come down with us, but we don't have any units, so that doesn't matter. Let's descend the stairs inside of this dungeon, and we randomly draw one, so I don't know what it's going to be. We get, I think that's the Hydra. Yeah, that's the Hydra. Oh, he's going to attack us 3 different times, and then his armor is 6, and he's resistant to ice attacks. But if you look down here, he gives us 5 fame, which means we would level up if we can take him out. We'll move into range and siege attack. We don't have enough range attack to take this guy out. He has a 6. We only have a range of 3 if we boost it, and we don't have any white mana. So that's not going to happen. So now he gets to attack us. And unfortunately, he attacks us 3 times because think of it, it's like his 3 heads are attacking us. Now we could block, and it is somewhat tempting. I could block maybe 1 of them. But with having the healing glades and that monastery so close, I think I'm just going to take wounds for each of them. So how wounds work, he's attacking for 2. We have 2 armor. So we guaranteed to get 1 wound. We then reduce his attack by 2 to 0. So now he doesn't attack us again for that first attack. He'll do the same thing a second time. So we're going to grab a second wound and a 3rd time. We just gained 3 wounds. Ow. So now that our hand royally stinks with 3 wounds, we're going to go ahead and play Rage, and we're going to attack this Hydra. and we're going to boost it with that red mana from the source. So that's an attack of 4. And then we're going to play both of these cards, our Crystallize and our March, sideways for +1 attack each. So that's a total of 6. This is a regular attack, so it's just a regular physical attack. There's no ice attack here. So we just did 6 points of damage, and we took out this Hydra. 5 fame is nothing to scoff at. At the end of our turn, we'll go ahead and level up. We'll go ahead and place our shield token here to denote that we conquered that dungeon. And then going to roll to see if we get an artifact or a spell. And we get a black dice. That means we gained a spell. Oh, interesting. We have Fireball up here, which is ranged fire attack 5, or at the bottom would be take a wound and siege attack 8. We've got Flame Wall, fire attack 5, fire block 7, or fire attack 5 or fire block 7, and it gets +2 for every enemy you're facing. Or Tremor, target enemy gets -3 armor, or all enemies get -2 armor. Armor can't be reduced below 1, or we could Earthquake it. Oh, man. Fireball. Come on. I like fire too much. We'll go ahead and place that on top of our deck, and we will go ahead and replenish that card then, and we now have a Chill card. We've completed our action for our turn, but we could still do our Tranquility card, which is tempting. I could wait until next turn and roll this mana die, and if I rolled a yellow or a green, I could actually use the heal 2. Oh, that's kind of appealing. Or do I just do it now? I would discard, well, I'd remove this wound, because I can only do the top of this. So I can remove this wound, and then I'd remove this card. I actually could draw 2 cards, which I'll get my advanced action card that I will upgrade with shortly, and I'd get the spell. Man, tough choices. You know, I'm kind of hoping that I will be able to get onto one of those healing glades, so let's go ahead and just do it now. We're going to play our Tranquility, and that means we get to either draw a card or heal 1 wound. Let's heal this one, so we get that out of our hand. And then I think that's going to end our turn, so let's roll our mana die, and we get a white. We get a white for our mana, so we have a white, a red, and a blue. Because we leveled up, we get to look at 2 of our skill tokens, so we either have this one or this one. This is our double time, and this one is Night Sharpshooting. This one would give us +1 ranged attack during the day, or +2 ranged attack at night. This one just gives us +2 move during the day, or +1 move during the night. Oh man, those are both really good. Do I go for the move or the attack? I always feel like move in this game is super, super important, so I think I'm going to grab the move. I don't know. Let's do that. So then this one's going to be removed from the game. And then this top one will flip over from Arethia's, and we could potentially buy that the next time we level up. That's called Polarization. Our 3 cards, we have Firebolt, Mana Storm, and Training. I'm kind of leaning towards Firebolt just because we already went for a red spell, and so this would let me get a red crystal if nothing else, or some more ranged fire attack. These 2 are pretty good, but I don't mind. I like Training, but I don't mind giving that to Arethia since she does not have any green crystals. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab Firebolt, and then that will get replaced, and we'll replace that with Magic Talent, and this Fireball will go on top of our deck. We have 4 cards in hand. Our hand size currently is 5, but we get +1 because of planning, and we have more than 2 cards in our hand. We know the 2 cards we're going to draw, our Fireball and our Firebolt. It's Arethia's turn. She'll discard 3 cards. 1, 2, oh good, it's a red one. 3, green, perfect. We don't accelerate at all. I have a couple options here. I did want to go to this monastery to get the monks, but if I go here, I can start getting rid of the wounds in my hand, and I can take this guy out with some of my range. So I think I'm going to do that. I have movement 2 with this ability, plus I'll use movement 2 from swiftness, so that'll give me a total of 4 movement. During the day, moving into the forest only costs 3, so I'll go ahead and move here. Then, because this enemy is considered a rampaging enemy, we can actually attack it from an adjacent space. So I will go ahead and do my action to attack him. Now, he only has 3 armor, he has no special ability, he attacks for 4, but during the range attack step, I'll go ahead and use my Firebolt that I have here, and use that red mana from the source. That's going to give me a ranged fire attack of 3. Beautiful. We just took him out. No problem. Easy. And he'll allow us to gain 2 fame, and we'll move 1 up on our reputation track. If only he was 1 more fame, right? We could have actually leveled up again. We'll end our turn here. Let's re-roll this for our mana. Blast. It's black, so we can't use it anymore. We're going to end our turn, and we're ending on that magical glade. So if you end your turn on a magical glade, you can throw away 1 wound card from your hand or discard pile. Beautiful. Get rid of this. I don't want to see that. Also, we're going to have, at the start of your turn, if you start on a magical glade during the day, you gain a gold mana token. Gold mana tokens can be used to power up any of your cards because gold is considered wild, which is sweet. So I have 3 cards here. I still have more than 2, so my hand size is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, great. No movement. Moving back to our dummy player. 1, 2, and 3. Don't be red. Beautiful. It's blue. That actually means we have a ton of time. So I think I'm just going to use our skill here for +2 movement since it's during the day, and we're going to explore. Let's go ahead and see what this tile is. Whoa. I love the mountains. Gosh, I love how these tiles look. They just look so fantastic. We have a wizard's tower here, so we'll go ahead and grab a wizard's token, as well as a keep up here. We have another dungeon. That's a bit tempting too, but I love those keeps. Since this wizard's tower is next to us, we get to reveal it since it's the day, and we have ice mages. Oh, they attack for 5 ice, and they're resistant to ice attacks. Makes total sense. And they're worth 5 fame. Wow, they're worth a ton of fame. That is a wasteland location, though, so it costs 4 to move into there. That's brutal. Looking at my hand, I can't seem to puzzle out a good way to get 4 movement and then to be able to take out that mage. So it's the question of, do I wait around, or maybe do I move over to that other healing glade and try and take out that other orc and I could level up? And I'm kind of thinking of doing that. So I need a total of 3 movement. And as much as I don't want to do this, I'm thinking that I'm probably not going to be able to influence anything this turn, so I'm going to use all 3 of these to get 3 movement to move into that other magical glade. And don't forget, I still have this gold mana token. We'll move ourselves right to here. We're right next to this rampaging orc. Then what I can do is I'm going to attack him. Now, he is going to attack me first, and you can see here he has fortification. I could just range fire him for 5 and would have been able to kill him, but because of that blasted fortification, I can't do that. I can only use siege attack. I have that firestorm, which could give me siege attack, and there's even black mana in the source, but we're during the day. Can't use black mana. So I'm just going to let him hit me. He's going to hit me for 3. I have armor of 2, so that means I'm going to take 2 more wounds. I don't know if this is worth it, but I'm going to try this. I'm at a magical glade, so I feel like it is. Then what I can do is just use my rage here, power that up with the gold mana that I have, so that gives me an attack of 4. I needed 3 to be able to defeat him. He's toast. I'll gain +1 reputation, and this will let me level up. We'll gain that wonderful 2 fame, and now we're up at a +1 for reputation. Look at that wonderfully horrible hand. We're still at that magical glade, so I'll be able to throw away this wound. I will drop to 6 because I still have 2 or more cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now let's go over to Arathea. Let's take our 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. It's white, so we get accelerated by 1. That's not bad. We at least have 2 or 3 more turns. For our turn this time, we're going to use our mana draw to start us off. We're going to power it up with that gold mana because, once again, we're still at that magical glade. I love those magical glades. We can take a mana die from the source. I'm going to take the black one. And what we can do is set it to any color except gold. And then what we can do is gain 2 mana tokens for the turn. I'm not planning on using them this turn because I want to sit on that healing glade at least another round to get rid of one of these wounds. But what's going to do is it's going to allow us to switch this to what we want. And I think I want it to be red. That's actually all we're going to do this turn, so we'll discard this mana draw. You're going to see why I'm doing this. Then what I can do is throw away this wound, and I get to draw up to 2 cards. I have 3 left. Oh, beautiful. We have our Cold Toughness. Arathea is going to play her final 2 cards here, and that means next round she'll claim end of round. First things first, I forgot to show you guys my level up. I get to remove this token. My armor is now 3 instead of 2, but my hand size is still 5. I have this turn and 1 more turn because Arathea is going to claim end of round. So because of that, I think I am just going to discard March. Okay, so I'm just going to discard this card. That's because I don't want to play any of these cards. And you have to at least discard 1 card for your turn. I don't think I've ever done this. At the end of my turn, I'm then going to remove this wound because I'm still at that magical glade. I will draw a card. Yep, there's my instinct. And I still have my gold mana token. Arathea then is just going to end the round, claiming end of round, so I get 1 final turn. And I have this hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my skill for 2 move, plus my stamina here for 2 move, and I'm going to assault that wizard's tower. Whenever you assault a building, you're going to push down your reputation by 1, so we're back down to 0. The locals might not like it, but come on, we've got to do something here. So we're going to move here, and we're going to take out these ice mages. Try as I might, I can't seem to find a way to be able to get a block of a total of 10 because I don't have fire block. This guy's attacking us for an ice attack. I could use my upgraded ability of my cold toughness. That gives me ice block of 5 plus 1 because he has an ice attack. So it's an ice block of 6. But then I have to use my mana for that, and then I'd have to use from the source this one to get the block 4 to get a total of block 10. But then I don't have enough to actually take him out. So I think instead I'm just going to soak it. It means I'm going to have wounds and I'm going to bring him into the next round, but it is what it is. So he's attacking for 5. I have armor of 3. So attack of 5, I take 1 wound, reduce that by 3. So now it's an attack of 2. I take a second wound, reduce it by 3. We're going to take 2 wounds for that attack. Then what we can do is blow him out of the water. We can use our ranged fire attack here of 5. And so we only need 1 more point of damage, and I can go ahead and just take our swiftness card, play it sideways for 6. He's resistant to ice attacks, not fire attacks. Boom, he's toast. We took him out, but we did take 2 wounds. We'll gain 5 fame though. 5 fame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 1 away from leveling up. But that is a great day 1, I think. We're already almost to level 4. I'll take it. We get to then claim 1 spell card, and I think this chill is awesome because it allows the target enemy to not attack. And if they have a fire resistance, they lose it. So let's go ahead and grab that one. We will then replace that with an offering. That looks kind of cool. We'll place our shield token here on the mage tower, and unfortunately that's going to end our turn and end the round. At the end of the round, we will grab our training card, put it into Arathia's deck. We also look here, Tremor will get discarded, and that tells us that we place a green crystal in her inventory. And so now if she has that third card being discarded being a green card, she'll accelerate by 1. We'll move both of these down. We'll replace. We have Blood of the Ancients, and we have over here, we have Underground Travel. Then what we're going to do is refresh our units. So these 3 units are gone. And for our new units, we will have the Red Cape Monks, the Scouts, and the Illusionists. And we also, because there's 1 monastery, we will discard Pure Magic. And we will go ahead and draw a new one that goes into the unit offer, Shield Bash. We'll move from day to night on here. And let's go ahead and roll our mana dice. Okay, we have 1 already exhausted, a blue, and a green. We've shuffled up our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're drawing 5 cards. No wounds yet. We've got our chill, our instinct, some crystallize, some concentration. Yeah, pretty good. Here we have our night tactics cards. So our long night would let us add 3 cards after our deck is empty to keep going. This one would help us with mana. That's maybe a good idea because I've got that yellow mana sitting there, so I already am down 1. Once during your turn, you may shuffle up to 5 cards and then draw up to that amount. You can search your deck for any card with preparation, and Sparing Power is great. I'm just going to hope that I don't lose it. I don't think I want to use that yet. Let's go ahead. The mana search? Oh man, choices. Mana, but I still have usable mana for now. No, let's do it. We're gonna do mana search for this time because I want to be able to make sure I get mana, especially since I don't have a lot of crystals. Let's go ahead and shuffle these up, and we're gonna lose this one, which of course is the one that I love the most, Sparing Power. The only advantage for us is we get to go first again over Arathia. To start our turn this round, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use concentration, but I'm going to use the bottom part of it. It says when you play this, play another action card with it. Get the stronger effect of that card for free. If that effect gives you move, influence, block, or any type of attack, get it +2. So we're going to do that and use our instinct, so we're going to get influence a total of 6. Now, I am going to grab just 1 die because of the mana search, and I'm going to go ahead and re-roll this one, and we get a white. Beautiful. So that's better than the exhausted yellow, but I'm going to use the green here to go ahead and do that. So I have an influence of 6. I'm looking at getting these illusionists, and they cost 7. So I think I'll go ahead and just use my March sideways to give us +1 influence. That's a total of 7 influence. Our reputation is at 0, so that's our 7 total cost. We could with 7 also get a spell, but I kind of want to get some units to help us out. And this illusionist could give us influence 4, so depending, we could even maybe use it to get another unit, because there's those red-caped monks. I kind of like them too. But that's our first unit, finally. So let's go ahead and roll this die back up. You can't see it. It's a blue. And then we will discard these 3. And we'll draw up to 5. Oh, I missed drawing up to 6. So we've got 2 here, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, we did get influence. So I could get influence 8, which means I could get those monks next turn if I want. It's Arthea's turn. Let's go ahead and discard 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. It's white. We have 1 white crystal, so she'll accelerate 1 card. So I think for this turn, I am going to just use my promise here of influence. I'm going to use a white. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll one of the blues because I have 2 blue there, and I have that mana search, so I might as well. We'll roll it. Oh, it's black. Oh, that's kind of interesting because I can use that, you guys, at night. I'm going to get influence of 4. I was thinking I could get those red cape monks. I can only get those at monasteries, but I can get scouts, and scouts can help us move. So I'll go ahead and get our second unit here. That's actually all I can do because that's my action, so we can't move. I'll re-roll this one. We have another blue. So we have 2 blue and a black in the source. We then have to end our turn. Even though I have movement, I can't use movement after I do an action. So we'll draw 1 card. We have our mana draw. We have 2 units. We have a full mid of cards, 1 away from leveling up. I like it. Feeling good. Oh, great. I saw a red card. Oh, that's a white. So she'll accelerate 1 more. Yeah, she's going pretty fast. Looking at our hand this turn, I think I am going to use our stamina here and use a blue to power that up for a movement of 4. Plus I get 1 here, so we have a total movement of 5. We'll move here for 2, and then for 2 more, let's go ahead and explore. And whoa, we get an interesting looking tile. It's going to go like so. We've got a maze. We have another monastery. So that means we can grab another advanced action card, and we have ambush. We will put that with our units. We also have a rampaging enemy, and we have a brutal, physically resistant. Oh, this guy looks tough. And he's fortified because he's behind this wall. Now, if we were in the daytime, we'd be able to reveal this keep token, but we're at night, so we don't get to reveal it. So it becomes, do we feel like we want to take the risk? That location is a wasteland, I believe, so it's 4 movement. I have 1 movement left. I also, conversely, could come over here to this ruins. I would have to take on a random green and a random red enemy, so that would be brutal. But if I do that and I do defeat them, look at what I would gain. I'd gain an advanced action card and an artifact, and whatever that fame would be. We also have our maze over here. We could go in here, and that could potentially get us artifacts or spells. Yeah, lots of options. I think instead what I'm going to do to end my turn is I'm going to use mana draw, so I can use 1 additional mana die from the source this turn. I'm going to go ahead and use this blue here, and then that will allow me to gain a crystal of any color of my choice to my inventory. I'm definitely going to grab a blue crystal. I'm hoping that I'll be able to assault that keep maybe this next turn. I think that's the best idea. So I'm going to discard all of these cards. I will then grab my 2 blue that I use, roll them up. Oh my gosh, a black and a yellow. Good thing that I can re-roll, because right now, look at this. I have 2 black and a yellow mana token, or mana dice. I have 2 cards in hand. Let's go ahead and draw 3, 4, and 5. Moving back to the dummy player, 1, 2, and 3. And we have a blue. We're good to go. First thing we're going to do is re-roll the black and the yellow mana that we have in the source. We got another yellow, but we got a green, which is nice. Then I think we're going to use our scouts here. We're going to use the move 2, and we're going to use a swiftness here for move 4. That means we're going to move into this keep, and let's see what we get. We will get a swordsman, a 6 attack, and 5 armor. We are also going to have to reduce our reputation by 1. We'll still stay overall in the 0 space, but we moved back right where we started. Let's go ahead and have some fun with this guy, shall we? We are going to use the lethal chill. We've got the black mana here, and we've got our blue one from our mana crystal, from our supply. It says target enemy does not attack this combat and gets -4 armor. So he is a 1. What do you say we use? Do I want the... I don't think I'm going to do any more influencing. So let's use our influence for an attack of 1. Because he is only at a 1. He does not attack. So we just get to attack him for 1. And we just took him out. Beautiful. This soldier is worth 4 fame. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to get to level up. Also, since we control a keep now, our hand size, as long as we're at the keep or adjacent to the keep, is +1. So our hand size right now will be 6. We'll end our turn and roll up our mana die. We have blue. We then get to grab 2 skill tokens, and we can choose from the one of Arthea's that we have here. So we can choose between all 3 of these. If we choose this one, we have to take the bottom-most advanced action card. This one here is I Feel No Pain. Once a turn, except in combat, discard 1 wound from your hand to draw a card. Kind of cool. That can help you cycle those wounds. Kind of liking that one. Our second skill here is called Who Needs Magic. Once a turn, 1 card played sideways gives you +2 instead of +1. And then if you use no die from the source, it actually gives you a +3 instead. And then we have polarization over here. Once a turn, you can use 1 mana as a mana of the opposite color. So the opposite side, it'll show you. So if I have a white, I can use it as a green. If I have a red, I can use it as a blue. That gives us a lot of variety. At night, you could use a gold mana as a black to power the stronger effect of a spell, but not as any other color. Whoa, so I could actually get a black during the day? Oh, is that cool or what? It comes down really to how many wounds do I think I'm going to take versus this just gives me a +2. I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the I Feel No Pain one. And yeah, that means this one we're not going to be able to choose. And we'll reveal this one. Ooh, that could give us a crystal. We'll put that out. Next time we level up, we could do that. I grabbed that ability because I think I'm going to go for the Blood of Ancients. You have to gain a wound for this, but you can pay 1 mana of any color and gain a card of that color from the advanced action offer and put it into your hand. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. So I'll put that on top of my deck. We'll then replenish that card with a Steady Tempo card. We need to level up 1 more time in order to get our hand size above a 5. Oh, but we are at a keep, so we're going to draw 4 more cards. Look at that, we still don't have any of our wounds. That's great. Let's discard 3 cards for Arthea. 1, 2, and 3. It's blue. Wow, she has no blue crystals. Then I think we'll start off our turn with our mana search. Let's re-roll this yellow. It's going to be a green. So we have 2 greens and a blue here in the source. To start this turn, let's go ahead and use our march, and we'll use our green to power that up. So we have a movement of 4. And don't forget, I also have this ability that I can use to gain +1, so a potential of 5. We're going to do for our first 2, we're going to grab this tile and explore. And let's see, how is this going to be placed? We'll place it like so. Okay, we've got a village there. Oh, we have another keep. That's kind of nice. Let's grab a keep token. And we have a location where we can get some white crystals if we end our turn there. That would be a mine. I have at least 3 movement left, so let's go ahead and use 2 to move here. We have 1 movement left, and that's assuming that I'm using this, of course, which I might as well. So we have 1 more movement. If I could get 2 more, I can move on to these hills. What the heck? Let's do it. Let's use our swiftness card and move 2 more to here, and we can explore the next time over here, and that means at the end of our turn, we're going to gain a white crystal. We'll end our turn. Unfortunately, we are not next to our keep, so we're only going to get to draw 1 card. We drew a wound. Great. I do need to re-roll that 1 mana die. We have a white. And then our dummy player, we've got 3 cards left, actually. So, yeah, only a couple turns left. I almost forgot to grab my white crystal, the whole reason I went over there. So the first thing I'm going to do is use our ability here to discard this wound. Yeah, that means I still have to deal with it. But I get to draw a card, and we're going to get a movement card that's actually awesome. Let's see what we find here. We're going to use our stamina of 4. Power it up with this mana token here. So a movement of 4, we technically have 5 because of that skill. We'll use 2 to do our explore. And okay, let's see, this is going to go like so. We've got a healing glade, and we've got a wizard's tower. I'll grab a purple enemy, and we get a rampaging enemy over here that will be face up. Oh, another one of these guys. And they're physically resistant, and they're behind a wall. Oof. I have 3 movement left. Unfortunately, this is a swamp. It costs 5 to move there, but I'm running out of turns. I only have another turn, so I think I'm going to have to burn some stuff. But with 3, I could move to here. and then maybe we could try and take on this keep. I think that's more doable. So yeah, we'll do that with our movement. Then what I think I'm going to do is use the Blood of the Ancients. I'll use the top part here. I'm going to gain a wound and pay 1 mana. So I'm going to put that wound here. I'm going to pay the white crystal that I have here to gain a card from the action, the advanced action, and put it in our hand. We're going to grab Mana Storm. That way, this will help us with getting additional mana tokens as well. So this one, our ability here is choose a mana die in the source that is showing a basic color, gain a crystal of that color to your inventory, then immediately reroll that die and return it to the source. I think the next card we're going to play is this Tranquility, and we're just going to use the draw card. I don't really want to heal that wound. Beautiful. We've got some range attack. I'm then going to go ahead and use this Mana Storm. So choose a mana die in the source of it showing a basic color, gain a crystal of that color. I'm going to go ahead and grab, oh, you know what? Oh, I already used one, so I can't use Mana Search. That's okay. I'll go ahead and do this one and gain a crystal, a green crystal from our for our inventory. So we'll grab that 1 green crystal. Then we need to immediately re-roll this, and it's a black, and we'll put that into the source. This card's been played. So we have, a total of 4 cards in hand. I've got some nice attack. We've already discarded a wound to draw last time, so I have to wait till next turn. We have 3 cards left. We're not even going to get through our entire deed deck, but I don't think there's anything else we can do. So I'm going to end our turn. We'll roll the 1 other mana die that we use. Wow, it's another black. We'll discard our move, and we have 4 cards in hand. Let's draw our 5th one. We have another Rage. Our dummy player has exhausted her cards, so she's going to claim end of round. That means we have 1 more turn. We've got 2 black mana in the source, so the first thing we're going to do is re-roll both of those, and we get 1 black and 1 blue. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use this ability, I Feel No Pain, discard that wound to draw another card. We have our Fireball. Sweet. We're then going to take a little bit of a chance. We have 1 movement here. I'm going to go ahead and use this Rage for 2 movement, the Cold Touch for 3 movement, and the other Rage for 4 movement. We're going to assault that keep. Doing this will push our reputation down by 1 more, but if we can take that guy out at the beginning of our next turn, we'll have a minimum of a 7-card hand. So let's do it. What do we have? A 4 attack, but it has swiftness, so that means in order to block his attack, we'd have to do an 8 block to block his attack. But then we only need to do 4 points of damage to defeat him. We'll push down our reputation. We're still at 0. And I'm realizing I forgot to reveal another advanced action card. So we have Learning over here as well. This crossbowman is fortified. So what I think I'm going to do is gain a red crystal to your inventory. We're just going to grab a red crystal for that. And then we are going to use our Firestorm because it's still night and there is black mana here. So if you've got a black and a red, we're going to have to take another wound. I'm really wounding myself up. But by doing that means we get to do a siege fire attack of 8. And siege happens before he gets to attack us. If this was a range attack, we wouldn't be able to attack him because he's at a fortified location. But we can still use siege on a single fortified location. So we just dealt him 8 points of damage and just took him out. I was hoping he'd be worth a little more than 3 fame, but we'll still take that. We're only 3 away from leveling up. Because we now own 2 keeps, our hand size when we're on a keep or adjacent to one is +2. So our hand size normally is 5, +2 means we're at 7. To end my turn, I think I'm just going to use my Illusionist here to gain a white crystal to our inventory. Not super helpful, but I'll still take it. This will end our first night. Feels pretty good. I'm feeling like we overall are doing well. I have a few too many wounds, but as long as I don't draw too many at one time, I should be okay. I think I'm going to have to heal a couple of them. Let's go ahead and move to day 2. So we'll do everything to reset. First thing is we'll re-roll our mana dice, and 2 white and a black. That's pretty horrendous. We're going to be giving the magic talent to our dummy player. We will also be giving a red crystal to her. She now has 3 red crystals, and we're going to discard this Firewall, which is a bit of a bummer. That's a great card. We'll move both of these down like so. We have either a Restoration, Heal 3, or a Swift Bolt. We'll also discard the 2 advanced action cards that are in the unit offer and replace those because of the 2 monasteries. We've got Dodge and Weave and Maximal Effect. And we'll discard our red Cape Monks. And unfortunately, we still have not found the core tiles yet, so we're just going to reveal 3 more regular units. We have Thugs, Utman Crossbowmen, and Utman Crossbowmen. We've shuffled up. We can also refresh our units. We get to draw 5 plus the 2 keeps. That's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I'm going to feel super powerful. That's looking good. Only 1 wound, so that's basically just going to replace itself. I have Blood of the Agent, so I can take another wound. Ooh, that's kind of tempting. Here we have our day tactics. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, a great start would be kind of nice because we could draw 2 more cards, but I'm hoping to recruit one of those Utman's crossbowmen and then maybe just explore. We could grab a mana die, but I'm not really worried about that. We could, you know what? Why don't we do Rethink, actually? Let's grab Rethink. Let's discard 3 of these cards, shuffle up, and draw 3 new ones. We're grabbing number 2. Let's see what our dummy player is going to grab. She will grab number 3, so she's taking Mana Steel. That just means we're going first again. And then let's look at this hand for cards that we want to discard. I think we'll do 1, and then I like Blood Ritual is so good. I definitely want the Influence. Let's do 2. I really don't want to do the wound because I can just replace it. And Chill is great in case we find something. Gosh darn. I think it says up to 3, right? Yep, up to 3. Let's just do these 2 for now. And let's replace it with these 2. Oh, great. We got some moves. That's actually really nice. And then we'll go ahead and shuffle these back in. To start this round, I think it makes the most sense to use this ability. Discard our wound to draw, and we get a Threaten. Great. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and use our scouts here. And we're going to use our move 2 so we can explore. And we're going to use our other move 2 here so we can explore as well. We'll explore over here our final countryside tile, which is this one. And let's see, it's going to be placed like so. Another monastery, you guys. But they're all so far away. We'll grab another advanced action card to put into the unit offer. We have our ritual attack. Put that there. We also have another rampaging enemy. And, oh, this guy will have a random dungeon enemy attack us when we attack him. He only has 4 armor, though. And we do have a healing glade, as well as a place we can get some blue crystals. So that's 2 of our move. Let's go ahead and do our other 2 here. And this is our first core tile. And, whoa, that's a lot of water. Okay, good. It's not right next to us. We're going to place this here. You know what's right next to us? We're going to have a wizard's tower, and we have a draconum, and we have an ancient ruins. We'll grab a wizard's token. We'll grab a draconum token. And that draconum one will for sure come face up. Oh, yeah, cold fire, 9 attack. Wonderful. Brutal. And we'll have an ancient ruins over there. That is a filled up tile, but you know what we don't have? Okay, so 3 white mana gives us 7 fame. We don't have a city on that one. We're also adjacent to this wizard's tower, so that allows us to reveal this, and we have a sorceress. Our reputation is still currently at 0, so what I think I'm going to do is I'll use my promise here, power it up with this white mana die for 4. We've got 2 here for 6. That's going to allow us to recruit this Utman soldier because we are in a keep, and we're going to disband these scouts. They're great, but they're not that helpful. This guy will give us an attack or block 3 or a ranged attack of 2. Then I think I'm just going to end my turn, so I'll place these in my discard pile with that 1 wound. Our hand size is still 5 plus 2, which is 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to draw 2 more cards. Oh, hey, another wound. We'll then re-roll our source die, and I get a blue. So I have a blue, a white, and a black. And we will move to Arathea, discarding 1, 2, and 3. It's blue. She has no blue crystals in here. Sorry, I'm a little off camera. With no blue crystals, she will not accelerate. Great. To start that next round, first thing we'll do, discard our second wound here and to go ahead and draw another card. And we have mana draw. Oh, that's really interesting. I have a white and a blue. I don't think I want to take on that sorceress. I think instead I'm going to keep moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and use my stamina for a move 2, and this for our other +2 movement, so we have a total of 4. We're going to move ourselves onto this mine. What's great about that is now we can attack this rampaging enemy. This orc sorcerer, we don't know what he's going to attack us with. So instead of worrying about it, I'm going to play my chill card. We're going to chill him out. Target enemy does not attack this combat. It doesn't have fire resistance, so we don't have to worry about that. Now all we have to do is deal him 4 points of damage. I'll use my instinct for 2, and then I'll go ahead and place these 2 cards sideways for a total of 4 attack. That will take him out, and that will mean we get to level up. And we gain +1 reputation. We'll gain that 4 fame, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll push this up, and that means on our level up, we get to just flip this one over. We can now control 3 total units, and our hand size is 6. We'll then re-roll our mana die that we used, and we have a green. Our hand size is 6, and we're still adjacent to our keep, so we get +2 to our hand size. It's 8 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. And of course, we ended our turn on a mine, so we've just gained a blue crystal. Our dummy player here will discard 3 cards. 1, 2, don't be red. It's green. It's only 1 acceleration. So far, we've been pretty lucky with the wounds. Let's keep it going. We will go ahead and discard this wound so we can draw 1 card, because come on, we feel no pain. We're just going to push on no matter what. We have another move. Let's then go ahead and use this with our +2 move since it's during the day, and we'll use our march for a 4 for a total of move 6. We'll move here for 2. Let's go ahead and explore here for 4, and this might be our city tile, our first one. No, it isn't. Instead, we're going to have another Draconum. We have another keep, though. So this will be placed here. Oh, that's all going to be wastelands. Let's go ahead and set up this board. We get 1 Ancient Ruins. That'll be face upward during the day. Oh, we just have to defeat 2 rampaging enemies, and we get 4 crystals. We're going to have a keep token. That one we don't get to look at. And we have our Draconum, which is a dragon. And, oh yeah, only 9 health, attacks for 5, poison and swiftness. So in order to defend, we have to defend for 10. And if we take damage from him, we'll take damage into our hand, and then the equal amount will go into our discard pile because of the poison. Wonderful. We have 2 more movement left over, so I might... Well, I've got a choice. I can either try and go into here, or I could try and just move over to the monastery first. I don't have anything that I can recruit there, but I could use my blood ritual card, take a wound, and then maybe heal it. Because I don't want to take too many wounds, and I think I might do that this time. So I've got 2 more movement, so I'll move here. I think with this, I'll play my Mana Storm, and then use this. It says, choose a mana die in the source that is showing a basic color. Gain a crystal of that color into your inventory, then immediately re-roll this die and return it to the source. So we'll re-roll it. It's a red. So we've gained a white mana crystal, and then I'm going to go ahead and use that white mana crystal and gain a wound here. To then, we get to choose any advanced action card that's in the offer and put it into our hand. It has to match the color of the crystal that we used, so I'm going to go ahead and get this Swift Bolt and put this Swift Bolt into my hand. That means these 2 are done. We'll then refresh that card in our advanced action deck for Heroic Tale. Oh, that looks cool. I've never seen that card. Looking here, there's multiple things that we can do. We can spend 2 influence to heal for every 2 influence. We can spend 6 influence to gain one of those advanced action cards that I have out, or we could burn the monastery down. And I've never done that before, and I'm thinking I might actually do that in this game. You know, there's a first time for everything. Before doing that, though, I think I'm just going to end my turn. So I only used 1 card. It's not great. I might not get through my whole deck this time. We'll roll. Oh my gosh, I rolled a red. That actually, oh, I already had a red, but still, that's pretty nice. I got 2 red and a black in the source. I won't draw any cards because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, and my hand size is only 6, and I'm not next to my keep anymore. So we'll do nothing there. We'll move back to the dummy player. We'll flip 3 cards. 1, 2, don't be red, don't be red, don't be red. It's blue. Great. First thing we're going to do is we're going to discard our wound because we feel no pain, and I'm just going to load my deck up with wounds here, and we will get a stamina card. We're then going to take a chance here, and we're going to try and burn this monastery down. We're going to have to fight a random purple token, so let's grab the top one here. And, oh, and by the way, we cannot use our units, and do know that this enemy is not considered fortified because we've burned down the actual town or the monastery, so they're not considered fortified. And we have a wonderful monk that if I don't defend for the 5, I'm going to take wounds because of the poison in our hand and into our discard pile. The advantage of doing this, though, is we gain an artifact. -3 kind of hurts. 1, 2, 3, we're down to -1. Fortunately for us, and unfortunately for these monks, we're not going to have a problem taking them out. That's because we've got some red in the supply here in the source. So we're going to do a range fire attack of 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Swiftness in our white crystal we have here for a ranged attack of 3. So our total range attack is 6, which is greater than the 5. And because they're not considered fortified, we just took them out. That is 4 fame. That won't level us up, but we will claim an artifact. We get to look at 2 artifact cards, choose one to keep and put on top of our deck, and the other one gets discarded. So this one is the Banner of Protection. Assign this to a unit you control. This unit gets +1 armor, fire resistance, and ice resistance. Or you can have a once ability and then the cards are removed from the game. At the end of your turn, you may throw away all wounds you received this turn. Ooh, that's kind of cool, actually. Or we have Tome of All Spells. Discard a card of any color. Use the basic effect of a spell of the same color from the spell's offer without paying its mana cost. Or discard a card of any color. Use the stronger effect of the same color without paying for its cost. You may do so even during the day. Yeah, Tome. I love those spells. We'll put that on top of our deck. We'll discard this one. Also, since we just destroyed a monastery, we have to discard one of the cards in the unit area because we can no longer recruit that one, and now that space is considered an empty space. Let's go ahead and re-roll that mana die, and we get another red. We'll draw up only 1 card because our hand size is still only 6, and we know that's our tome. The question now becomes, with gaining our 4 fame, was that worth it? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 6 more fame in order to level up. Moving back to the dummy player, we have 1, 2, and 3 white, so accelerated by 1. Now I have a couple options here. I could explore over here, and I know I will find a city. I only have 2 tiles left. But if I can explore a city over here, and I take out that keep, I will have 8 cards in hand by running in there. That's really tempting. So I'm actually thinking of going this way first, but that means if I'm doing that, I have to I don't have to deal with this, but if I move from here to here, which is what I'd have to do to get over there, I'm going to have to deal with this guy. He attacks for 5 with swiftness, so I have to block for a total of 10, and I have to do 9 points of damage to take him out. Or if I have range attack, actually I have an idea. I'm not sure if this is the best idea, but I have a lot of cards left and I don't have a ton of turns left. So I think I'm going to do the Tome of All Spells. Discard a card of any color. Use the basic effect of a spell of the same color without paying for its cost. I'm going to do that. I'm going to discard a red. We don't discard this spell. I'll leave it there. But we're going to do the offering. We're going to gain ourselves a red crystal. So we'll grab that. Then we can discard up to 3 non-wound cards from our hand. For each discarded card, gain a crystal that matches that color from your inventory. So I'm going to discard that for a a white. So there's a white. And then, do I want to do... I already have 1 blue. Oh, what the heck. We're just going to empty our hand. 1 blue and a green. I'm just going to get a bunch of crystals. Remember, you can only have 3 max of each type of crystal. So this will mean, with the ones that I have here, I have 2 green, 2 blue, a red, and a white. It just gives me lots of options for the next turn. And I still have my Swift Bolt in my hand. So then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just discard all of this because I'm not going to move, but this is just going to give me lots of options for the cards that I have remaining. I get to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of these are wounds? Okay, only 1. But yeah, I've got ranged fire attack now. I have siege attack. Well, I can't do that because it's the daytime. We'll see if that was a bad idea or not. It might have been, but we'll see. 1, 2, and 3. It's white. Yeah, so we're going to have this turn, then she'll claim end of round, and next turn. So we have 2 turns left. 2 more turns, you guys. First thing, let's keep feeling no pain. Let's discard this wound, and we're going to draw our final card in our deck. We have our Cold Toughness. Okay, then we're going to use our 2 movement here, plus, oh man, I think I'm going to have to do these 2. These 2 sideways for a total of 4 movement. 4 movement, we will move right to here, and we're going to take on this dragon. We're going to range attack the heck out of this guy. We're going to use our Swift Bolt here, using our white mana for a range of 4, and then we have our Fireball here for a range fire attack. 5 plus 4 is 9. We'll use this red from the source. That means before he even is able to attack us, we ranged attack him for 9 and take him out. Look at that, 7 fame. That's amazing. Didn't even have to worry about his swiftness poison attack. We'll re-roll up that die quick. Oh, we got another red. With 7 fame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we get to level up. And defeating a Chronum pushes up our reputation back to 0. So yeah, they didn't like us that we burned down that monastery, but then there was that stupid dragon in the Lonely Mountain that we just cleared out for them. So they went, okay, you're not as terrible as we thought. Let's go ahead and see what skills we can upgrade with. So that one's called Motivation. And this one over here, what is that one called? That one's called Resistant Break. So this one, once a turn, choose an enemy token. It gets -1 armor for each of its resistance to a minimum of 1. Over here, this one means that at the end of one of our turns, so before we start the next one, we can go ahead and just use this. We will gain 2 cards, draw 2 cards into our hand, and then, since we're the only player, we will also get a blue mana token for the turn. I mean, that would be super nice against the cities. We can draw 2 additional cards, but I do like the red mana crystal. I don't know. You know what? We're going to go with this one. I like this one too much. So this one's going to get removed, and then this one will go into here. Oh, we can put a wound sideways for 2. If I ever do get to the next level up, I think I need to get that for how many wounds I have. Here we have our 3 cards we can choose from. These 2 are both about influence. I'm actually thinking of getting this Steady Tempo card. It lets me have move, and then at the end of your turn, you can actually place it at the bottom or potentially at the top of your deed deck for continued movement. Movement is always super helpful. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll replenish with Force of Nature. Oh, chosen unit gains physical resistance. That's kind of cool. Oh, that's a Siege Attack 3 on the bottom. We'll go ahead and place that card on top of our deck. We then get to draw it. And now it's the question, I'm at that Ancient Ruins. It says here, while unconquered, you can enter this Ancient Ruins as your action for the turn. There will either be an altar there or enemies to fight. We know that it's enemies. We would have to draw 2 random enemies and fight them. Any undefeated enemies remain on the space and can be fought later. If you defeat the last enemy there, you can mark the space with your shield token, and you get the reward, which would be 4 crystals. Also would be fame. I have 2 unused units, and so I'm trying to decide if I think it's feasible for me to take on 2 rampaging enemies. How about this? Let's do something totally different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use our concentration here, and I'm going to use one of my green crystals to power it up. It says, when you play this card, play another action card to get the stronger effect of the card that you're playing. So I'm going to do that for my Steady Tempo card. That means I can move 4. At the end of your turn, instead of putting this card in your discard pile, I can place it on top of my deck. That's not going to matter. This is my last turn. I don't think I mentioned, but our dummy player would have claimed end of round. So I have a total movement of 6, plus this is a movement of 8. With a movement of 8, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to assault this keep, and we have some thugs. Because we assaulted thugs, we do have to push our reputation down by 1, but if we do defeat them, you can see here we're only going to get 2 fame, but we actually get to push up our reputation, because no one likes thugs. Unfortunately, these thugs are what we call brutal, and I definitely don't have enough block. I could use my Utman soldiers here to block for 3, but then I need a total of 5 attack to take them out, and while my illusionists here, they don't give me any attack actually. So what I think instead I'm going to do is I'm going to sacrifice my illusionists here. I'm going to have them attack. Now since they're brutal, we're going to double their attack value to 6, and I'm going to use my illusionist here to take the damage first. So 6, he is physically resistant. The attack is physical. We're automatically going to reduce it by 2. So he's only attacking for 4 now. Now because he's attacking for 4 and our illusionist is still here, he's going to take 1 wound. Then we'll reduce the value of the attack, which is 4, down to 2. I now have to take the other wound. Even though I have 3 armor, I'll take a wound of 1. So I'll grab that 1 wound and put it into my hand, and then reduce that attack now of 2 down to 0. How many wounds do I have? But that means we have dealt with the attack from the thug. Then we can use our red mana die, and we can use our attack here of Rage 4, plus using the Utman Soldier for an attack of 3. 4 plus 3 is enough to take him out. But unfortunately, we lost our illusionist. It definitely was a risk, but I think I'm glad I took it, because now I have 3, count that, 3 keeps. So my hand size is 6 plus 3 is 9 right now. Of course, it's not going to help us if we draw a full hand of wounds. And I now have lots of wounds. We'll go ahead and end our round. We'll place this white card into our dummy player's deck, move these down. We're going to reveal a Song of Wind. We're going to place a red crystal into the dummy player's crystal area, and we'll move these down. You know, that means that she has 4 red crystals. We have a ranged ice attack of 5. That's kind of cool. We're then going to discard the 2 advanced action cards in the unit offer, replace that with 2 more. We've got Pathfinding and Diplomacy, and then we're going to discard our 2 units here, and we're going to now get the upgraded units. So that's because we've revealed a core tile. So our first one will be catapults. Then our second one will still be a regular unit. You're always going to rotate them back and forth. We have Utman Guardsmen. And then our third one will also be here from our advanced ones. We have Fire Golems. We'll move ourselves to the night phase. This is the night of day 2. We are halfway through already. Jeez. We'll roll up our dice. We have 1 exhausted, a blue, and a red. We've shuffled up our deed deck. Look at how big that deck is. It's all those wounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're drawing 9. 6 plus the 3 keeps. So at least we have that. Yeah, we have 2 wounds right off the bat, but actually that's not bad. Only 2 wounds. I'll take that. With our cards here, I definitely think I want to take the Midnight Meditation, because we can take, before one of our turns, if we get totally covered in wounds, we can go ahead and discard 5 cards and then hopefully not draw all those wounds. So let's go ahead and take that one for our night, and we'll have our dummy player take this one. She's taking the Long Night. Bummer, I like that one. But that does mean that she's going to go first. Before we have our dummy player go, I just wanted to show you what our map looks like right now. Looks pretty awesome if you ask me. I'm hoping to get a core tile over here and then maybe one over here, so we're somewhat close to our keep. We'll start by drawing 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. It's green. She has 1 green crystal, so 1 additional card. Well, with this type of terrible hand, let's go ahead and start by discarding a wound. What do you say? We'll discard a wound and we will draw a new card. And we get a wound. Oh, that's pretty thematic. All right, so I think I am at a keep. Let's go ahead and try and recruit another unit. So I have a threaten and I have an influence. That's only 4 though. I think, looking at what I have here, yeah, beautiful. I was thinking I'm going to use concentration. So I have a green mana token and I'm going to use this. It says, when you play this, play another action card with it. Get the stronger effect of that card. If it's giving you influence, increase that amount by 2. So I'm going to get 5 plus 2 is a total of 7. Plus the 2 here, that's 9. Now I am going to go down 1 on the reputation. Right now my reputation is 0. It's going to go back down to -1. But with that 9, I can grab these catapults. Now I can hold 3 units, so I'll keep that. I don't have to disband this one that's wounded. I'm hoping maybe I can heal him. Yeah, I mean, or should I be healing myself, considering I have 2 blasted wounds in hand? But I think that's what I'm going to do for my first turn. We'll go ahead then and discard these 3, and we can still hold a total of 9 cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh, steady tempo, 8, and 9. We'll then move to our dummy player. 1, 2, and 3. It's green, so we're going to move by 1. There we go. Starting that next turn, we will use our ability here. Discard this wound. That's 2 wounds down. How many more do I have? Oh, we have Mana Storm. Wow, we have Mana Draw and Mana Storm. We'll go ahead and start off by using our steady tempo. We're going to do the move 2, and then at the end of our turn, instead of putting this in our discard pile, we can just put it at the bottom of our deed deck, as long as it's not empty. We'll use that move 2 to explore, and we're going to explore. This should be a city tile. If it's not, I've messed up. Okay, we have a red city, and this one, oh, it's going to be placed like this. Oh man, we're going to have a Draconum over here, another one over here, and an Ancient Ruins. Now it's nighttime, so this one will be face down, but the Draconum always come face up. Here we have our first Draconum. This one will be placed here. It's a 6 fire attack. It's resistant to fire damage, has 8 health, and is considered fortified, because normally they're not fortified. And then our second one over here, we have 6 ice attack. If you do not defend, you become paralyzed. You have to discard all non-wound cards in hand. They are physically resistant and resistant to ice damage. The red city here will be at level 5. That means we get 1 white, we get 1 brown, and 1 purple token. So I've grabbed all of those. I'll place them here. We are not adjacent to the city. When we are, we can flip those up. After we do that, or defeat them, hopefully, when we are in that city, we can pay 12 influence to draw an artifact card. After that reveal, I think I'm just going to use a regular March card for a move 2 as well, and we're going to explore that last tile. So let's see, our level 8 city will be a green city. We'll place that tile right here. Oh, man. Now we're going to have 2 rampaging enemies. So let's grab 1. We have this one that attacks for 3, that poisons and 5 armor. That'll go here. Our second one will be the exact same one over here. I guess they're guarding this city. Our green city will be a level 8. That will be 2 white city tokens and 2 dungeon tokens. Oh, that's going to be fun. And any that have physical attacks will also have poison. I don't think I can quite take out this dragon here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and attack, I think these are hags. These hags attack for a total of 3. Let's use our Utman soldiers. They can use do a block for 3, so I don't have to worry about the attack, and then I just need to take them out. I have a rage here that I can power with a die here for 4, and then I think I'll go ahead, oh, man, I don't want to burn my moves because I want them later, but I mean I've got 2 mana draws. Maybe I will take the non-upgraded mana draw, use that as 5 attack to go ahead and defeat him. That'll gain me 3 fame, and we'll go up 1 on our reputation. 3 fame, 1, 2, 3. We still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 XP to level up, and we moved up our reputation. This will end our turn. Now you may have noticed I have moved the map a little bit, just that way it fits on my camera screen a little bit better. Don't try that at home, it's annoying. I'll roll this up. We have a blue in the source now. So 2 blues, wow, that actually is terrible. 2 blues and an exhausted mana in the source. We're still standing on our keep, so our hand size is 9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Let's then draw our 3 cards for our dummy player, and we have a red. Oh no, that means 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we are going to blow out of our turns really fast with that. So that Draconum is really in our way. If we're going to get to that red city, unless I want to use a ton of movement, we got to kill him, and I am hoping that we can. So I'm going to use my wonderful ability of feeling no pain, discard that wound. Don't be a wound. It is a wound. Gosh darn. What I think we're going to try and do is take out this dragon. So how we're going to do this, we're going to use our chill. Target enemy does not attack. If it has fire resistance, which it does, it loses it for the rest of the turn. And we're going to use the blue mana that we have here. So it won't attack. We've chilled him out, and he's no longer fire resistant. And that means we can use our fireball here and power that up with this mana for a total of 5 attack. Then we'll play this for an attack of 2, so that's 6, 7. And then we'll use a swiftness to the side for 8. That'll be our 8 attack. These are our cards in hand. I still have some move, which I'm going to probably need to be able to move by the city. And I still have at least, well, the Mana Storm to help me with our mana. I feel like that's a good idea, and I didn't use my catapults. That does mean we just killed him, and he's going to give us 8 fame and +2 to our reputation. We'll have to re-roll this die, though, and we get a white. Look at that, Tovak the Dragon Killer. We're going to get another command token, which is nice. Our armor now is 4 instead of 3, but still only 6 cards in hand. +2 reputation will push us up to +1, you guys. That's awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like they totally forgot about the monastery. They're like, you dragon killer! Who cares if you took out the precious monks? We'll go ahead and draw up to our hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're still on our keep, so that's 3 more. Oh my gosh, look at all those wounds. We'll move to that dummy player. 1, 2, and 3. It's blue. Oh my gosh, it's blue. That means we're going to have this turn. Then they'll play this card. Then we'll have another turn. Then they're going to claim end of round, and we'll have a final turn. We have 3 more turns, you guys. And just so you know, this is what's in the source. And so this yellow one's useless. Looking at our hand here, I think it's a great time to use our tactic. One time this night, before any of your turns, you may shuffle up to 5 cards from your hand back into your deed deck and then draw that many cards. Then we'll flip this face down. Well, let's do 1, 2, 3, and I mean, I kind of need the move. Do I need 3 moves? Let's do 4. Let's do 4 for now, and we'll leave these in our hand. We've shuffled up. Let's draw 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 cards here. We have a wound. Let's go ahead and use our ability to discard that and draw a new card, which is another wound. But we've used this. Okay, now what do we want to do? Couple things to note here. We are in the evening phase of the game, and so looking here, these desert locations only cost 3 to move into instead of 5. So I do think I for sure want to get to here before the end of the night and maybe even try and assault this red city. Depends on what I reveal. But if I can, the nice thing is it only costs 3 to move in there instead of 5 during the day. But because I have 3 more turns, I think I might try and influence a character with me first. Because remember, my reputation now is a +1. They like me here. To start this turn off, we're going to use Mana Storm. Choose a mana die in the source that is showing a basic color. We have a white. We're going to gain a crystal of that and then immediately re-roll that die and return it to the source. Let's see what it becomes. It becomes a blue. So now we have 2 blues and still an exhausted one. Then we're going to use Crystallize here, use one of those blues. We're going to gain a crystal to our inventory. And I'm going to go ahead and choose a red one. So I now have a red, a white, and 2 blue. We'll then go ahead and use that red crystal we just got for Influence 4. We have our +1 from our reputation, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. That will allow us to get these fire golems. We can get them at the keeps. They give us an attack or block 3, or if we use a red mana, a ranged fire attack 4. The other nice thing is they can actually take a hit for us because they're resistant to physical and they're resistant to fire attacks. We'll then reroll our mana die and we get a green. And let's go ahead and draw up our hand. We only have 3. We're still on our keep. We've done everything on our keep. So we have a hand size of 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, we actually have our entire rest of our hand. We'll then go ahead and just simply discard this card. Next round, she'll claim end of round. During the dummy player's turn, we can use this skill and gain a blue mana token. I can't draw any cards because I don't have any. I will then place that crystal, or I should say that blue mana token, here on my stamina to move 4. I have a potential of moving 5. Yeah, let's see what we want to do. We can move 3 to here, and that will allow us to reveal this. And we have, just to defeat 2 enemies to get 2 artifacts, though? Wow. I don't know. First thing, though, we can go ahead and look at what's in the Red City. Our 3 enemies here, we will have, a 7 with a 3/3, which, by the way, both attacks are brutal. Over here, we have a 5 attack with a 4 that's resistant. And then the big man here, we have a 6 fire attack that's brutal with 6 armor and resistant to ice attacks. That actually isn't terrible. The only change is that this 5 attack is considered brutal. So if we don't block that, that will be a 10 attack. We had a total of 5 movement here. I'm going to go ahead and play this card sideways for 6. That means we'll be able to move into the city because it was 3 to move on to that desert location and 3 more to walk in. This will unfortunately push our reputation down by 1 more, but let's see if we can take out these 3 units. We'll be pushed back down to 0, so they don't like us as much anymore. We'll move into that siege and range attack phase. Let's go ahead and use our catapult, doing a siege ice attack of 5. He's resistant to physical attacks. This is a siege attack, so of 5 damage. We just took this guy out. 1 down, 2 to go. The nice thing about this enemy is they cannot be fortified because essentially they're flying. Think of them as they're flying above the city, so they don't get the fortification advantage. So we can attack them with range. So that means what I will do is I will use my Swift Bolt. I will power it up with one of my white crystals. That's a range attack of 4. I need a total of 7. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my Tome of All Spells. Discard a card of any color. Use the basic effect of a spell of the same color from the spell offer without paying for its cost. So I'll discard this blue stamina card so that I can then play range ice attack of 5. 5 plus that 4, that's enough to take him out as well. 2 down, 1 to go. Now, unfortunately, this third unit, I'm not going to be able to defend. He's attacking us with a 6 fire attack. That's brutal. So we're going to move that up to 12 when we're looking at taking our damage. What we can do, though, is use our Utman's crossbowman here to go ahead and take a little bit of that damage from us. So he's going to get attacked for that first 4 points of damage. So he's going to go from 12 down to 8, and then unfortunately our Utman soldier is going to be exhausted. We're then getting hit for 8 damage, and our armor is 4. Out of that 8, we have to take 2 wounds then. So we're going to take 2 wounds. We now have 4 wounds in hand, but that does not mean that we're exhausted. We still have 2 cards to play, and I think I can take him out. This is going to be a bit ridiculous, but what we're going to do is use our fire golems, and we will attack for 3. Now, he's not physically resistant, so that's 3 attack. Then we'll use our firebolt here to gain a red crystal and put it in our inventory. But then we'll immediately use that for this lower ability. We're going to gain a wound because I don't think I have enough wounds. But we're going to gain a wound to our hand or discard pile. It's not going to matter. And we're going to get the stronger effect of a card in the advanced action offer without paying its mana cost. And then the card remains in the offer. And the one we're going to grab is this one. And this one has a siege attack of 3. So 3 there, plus the 3 here. That's a total of 6. That will take him out. We just defeated the Red City. Yes. Our fame increase will be for 7 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 4 for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 5 for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we will level up, even if we also have 5 wounds now in hand. Since we defeated 3 enemies, we get to place 3 shield tokens on this card, and that's going to be considered plus 3 influence in the city. So if we wanted to get an artifact, it's only going to cost us 9, or if we want to get units there, we get a plus 3 to our reputation. Our reputation's at 0 right now, it would be at 3 here. We'll go ahead and grab 2 of our skill tokens. We can also buy any of these. I think I know which one I'm going to be getting. Yeah. Well, these are all good. We can either gain Shield Mastery, and that gives once per turn a block 3, or an Ice block 2, or a Fire block 2. That's pretty good. We can use this one, which is I don't give a gosh darn. Once per turn, you can turn 1 card sideways and get plus 2 instead of plus 1. And if it's an advanced action card, we would actually get plus 3 instead. Yeah, I think I gotta do that one. Because I have so many wounds, you guys. Once a turn, you can play 1 wound sideways, as if it were a non-wound card. It gives you plus 2 instead of plus 1, and then you can put that card in your discard pile. So I'm definitely going to get that, but that means I have to take the lowest advanced action card, which is actually okay. It's influence. I kind of want some influence. So I can tell about my heroic tale of all the wounds I have taken to convince more units to come with me. We'll then go ahead and reveal another one from here, and oh yeah, that's another concentration one. Well, we have 1 city down, 1 to go, and a ton of wounds for it. Let's go ahead and clean up and start the next round. First things first, we will go back to our day. This is beginning of day 3 already. Jeez, it goes fast. We've got 2 blue and a red. I need to refresh the advanced action area here because of the card we bought. Then I will go ahead and give a green crystal to our dummy player. Move these down, refresh that, and unfortunately they're going to get a green card as well. Move this down, get Spellforge. We are also going to discard the 2 advanced action cards in the unit offer and grab 2 more because of the 2 monasteries. We have Ice Shield and In Need. We'll discard our 1 basic unit that we have here, and then I get to put in 2 new advanced ones and 1 basic. Our first advanced unit will be the Ultim Mages. Whoa, those are awesome. Our basic unit will be the Magic Familiars, and then our third one will be the Atman Guardians. Whenever you control a city, as long as you have more shield tokens than anyone else, you get to draw 2 additional cards. Your hand size is 2 larger. If you only have 1 or more shield tokens, but you don't have the most, if you're playing cooperatively or competitively, your hand size is 1 higher. And it's just like Keeps, where it's even if you're 1 space adjacent. So I'm going to get to draw 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good thing, because look at this deck. I think half of it is wounds. Let's see, we only have 1 wound to start with. Seriously? Is there something wrong? I mean, that's good and that's not good, because that means later we're going to be flooded with wounds. So this is our final day, and I think it just makes sense. We're going to do the Great Start and draw 2 additional cards. That means our dummy player is going to go first, but with Great Start, we get to draw 2 more. Awesome. Wow, that's great. Still no additional wounds. That means our dummy player will be first. We will discard 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. It's green, so we will move it up 2 more. Let's go ahead and recruit these Ultim Mages, shall we? We need a total of 12 influence. We already have 3 because we have 3 shields on this city. So 3, then we're going to gain a white crystal from our inventory, and we're going to use it to power this up to get an additional 6, so that's 9. And then for each unit that we recruit this turn, Fame +1 and Reputation +1. So we're at 9 here. We'll add 2 more, that's 11, and then we'll place this wound sideways using this, making it a +2, so that's actually 13. 13, we only needed 12 to recruit these Ultim Mages. I'll go ahead and discard the Illusionist. I will disband them since they have a wound on them. And now we have fresh Ultim Mages. We're also going to get +1 Fame and +1 Reputation. We'll bump this up to 66, and we now are at a +1. That'll end our turn. Let's draw up, and we'll move back to the dummy player. We currently have 6 cards in hand. We get to draw 2 more. Hey, it's a wound! And we have Concentration. We'll move to that dummy player. We will draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. It's white, so we get +1. First thing I think we'll do this turn is we will use this to discard this wound and draw a card because we feel no pain. Oh, that's actually awesome. We got a move card. There's a really tempting Ancient Ruins right next to us, but it's in a sands location or deserts. So I think I'm going to try and go there, but it costs me 5 movement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my March for 2. I've got 2 movement here, and, you know, at this point, who are we going to heal? Although, actually, I might not do that. I might keep my heal, because I could heal up my my Utman Crossbowman, and I think I might want to do that. So instead, Blood of the Ancients, I don't really want more wounds, so I'm going to go ahead and use that for my total of 5 movement. 2, 4, 5, and we can do that because it's during the day. We'll go ahead and move here. Now, what's great about this spot, I am adjacent to my keep and my city. Unfortunately, the bonuses of hands don't get to stack, but I have 3 keeps, so now my hand size will be 9 instead of 8. I'm not sure we're quite ready to take that on. I want to have a full mitt of 9 cards, so what I am going to do is I'm going to use Crystallize, gain a crystal of any color from, to your inventory. I'll go ahead and gain a green, and I'm going to use that green on Tranquility. That will then allow me to do a heal 2. The Utman Crossbowman is a level 2 unit, so it costs 2 healing to heal it, but now he's healed and ready to go. I've got a set of 4 units. The question becomes, with all of these units here, am I going to be able to take out those 2 enemy tokens? I don't know. We'll end our turn now, we'll drop to 9, and then we'll see. We'll go ahead and re-roll our mana die. Oh, that's a wild, that's amazing! Great timing for that. We will take all 4 of these. They'll be placed in our discard pile. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in hand. 5, oh yeah, it's a wound. 6, oh nice. 7, 8, and 9. And I'm thinking, yeah, because, so here's the thing, is that I'm thinking I'm going to take the city on during the night phase of this day 3. So I think I'm going to use this during the off turn to draw 2 cards. I can flip these over. I can draw 2 more cards, and I gain a blue mana token just for this turn. So I'll draw 2 more. Of course, I have a wound, but I have a blue mana token that I can potentially use for the next turn. Moving back to the dummy player, we'll go ahead and draw 3 cards, and we have a white, so we push 1 more. Oh, good, it's red. That's good. First thing we're going to do on our side, we'll use this to go ahead and discard this wound and draw a card, which is going to be a wound. I've got 11 cards in hand. Is that going to be enough for this? Yes. The hard part is I have no idea, but let's go ahead and try it. We have 1 dungeon enemy and 1 Draconum. Now, the Draconum, normally when you defeat them, you gain +2 reputation. If you are fighting them in the Ancient Ruins, or let's say in another spot like a dungeon area or something, you do not gain the reputation because they're not bothering the villagers. We're going in there and doing that ourselves, essentially to help ourselves level up. That's kind of how I see it. So let's see what we get. Oh, yay. An 8 with fortification, so we can't use range, and a 6 with fortification that we can't use range. So no range here. Oh, this guy, he's brutal. For this fire dragon, what we're going to do is use our chill. We're going to use that blue mana token that we got thanks to our concentration skill. Target enemy does not attack this combat. It has fire resistance. It no longer has the fire resistance. Great. That guy is done for our blocking. Because, yeah, I could use siege attack, but I can't use range on either of them because they're both fortified. For this one, for our defense, we'll go ahead, or blocking, we'll go ahead and use instinct. And we're going to use the wild that's in the source. We'll turn it to a red. And that will be a block 4, followed by these two sideways for a block 6. That will block the 6th attack of that crazy looking worm. Now that we've successfully blocked both of our enemies here, we will do a rage attack of 2, another rage attack of 2, a wound sideways for the +2, that's 6, that will take out this guy, and then what we will do is we're going to play a concentration. We're going to gain ourselves a red mana token. With that red mana token, we will then use our range attack of 5, and then we will use our Utman crossbowman for an attack of 3 for a total of 8. So that will give us the 8 attack that we need to take him out. He is not, remember, normally he'd have fire resistance, but we chilled him, so he does not have the resistance on the fire attack. That is the 8. Both of them are gone. Oh, that's awesome. So we will gain 2 artifact cards, and we'll gain a total fame of 8 plus 5. We'll move up 8 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1 away from leveling up. That's just mean. Here we have our artifact deck. So we can either choose the Horn of Wrath, Siege Attack 5, roll a mana die. If you roll a black, red, a black or a red, you get a wound. Siege Attack 5, you may add up to +5 to this Siege Attack. For each +1 you added, roll a mana die. You get a wound for each black and red. Whoa, so we could do a Siege Attack 10 with this? Oh my gosh, I've never seen that one. Okay, I've seen Banner of Courage. Assign this to a unit you control once a round, except during combat. You may flip. Yeah, you may play this card anytime other than combat to ready all units you control. Maybe at the beginning that might have been good, but at this point, I want the siege attack. So I'll discard this one, and I'll put this one on top of my deck. And then let's go ahead and reveal 2 more. We have a Book of Wisdom. Throw away an action card from your hand, gain an advanced action card from the advanced actions offer to your hand that is the same color. Throw away an action card from your hand to gain a spell from the spell's offer to your hand that is the same color as the action that you threw away, and a crystal. Oh, okay, that's awesome. What's this one? Gain a blue mana token. Yeah, this is a sapphire ring. I've seen this one. You have an endless supply of blue and black mana this turn. Fame +1 for each blue spell you cast this turn. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Book of Wisdom. We'll discard this one. We have a whopping 2 cards in hand. Let's draw up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we'll ready all of our skills. Looks like I have just a few wounds. What do you guys think? Oh, this one doesn't get to be readied. That's a once per round. I almost forgot we need to roll our mana die, and we have a red. So we have 2 reds and a blue in the source. We'll discard 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's red. 1, 2. We have to discard 4 cards from here. 1, 2. That's all of them. That means next round she's going to claim end of round. I have 2 rounds, and we're done with the day. Oh, jeez. Okay, first thing we're definitely going to do is discard a wound. Yeah, really made use of this ability to draw a card. Hey, that's not a wound, and it's a move. This hand is pretty awesome. What I think I'm going to do is I want to move next to the green city. So I've got to move 2 here, and I move 2 here, but I have to go to the swamp, so I need a total movement of 5. Let's see. I am definitely not going to influence anything anymore, so I'll go ahead and put this sideways for movement of 5. What I'm planning on doing is coming over to here, then I'm going to hopefully defeat that hag, and then next round get myself to here where I'm still 1 space away from my keep, so I can start next round with 9 cards in hand at night to try and take on that green city. But first, we get to reveal our tokens. The green city gives a benefit to any physical attacks. They gain poison. So we have a fire mage with cold fire attack and resistance, physical resistance. We have a catapult, an ice catapult that will be doubly fortified, so we will not be able to attack this even with siege attack. Then we have, another cold fire attack. It's also immune to arcane spells, so we can't use spells. Cold fire attack is brutal. And another Hydra with the 2/2/2, 6 as its armor that's resistant to ice attacks. So the only one that's actually going to get poisoned is this one. This one already has poison. This one will gain poison because it's the only one that has a physical attack, actually. That poor hag is right next to us, is not going to know what's going to hit her here. For our action, we are going to attack her. We're just simply going to use a red from the source to do a siege fire attack. She is toast. That's an attack of 5. She had no chance, and that's going to gain us 3 fame, which means we'll level up. 3 fame is perfect. 1, 2, 3 puts us just over here. So we're going to be able to flip another one of our shield tokens, and we're becoming pretty famous around here. We are 1 away from a +2. We'll go ahead and grab this. That also means we can recruit another unit if we wanted, and our hand size is going to go to 7. We're also going to go ahead and play our Firebolt simply so we can gain a red crystal to our inventory. So right now in our inventory we have 2 blue and 1 red. Now, what you can do, many people don't realize this, is you can actually discard as many cards as you want at the end of your turn, so long as they're not wounds. So I'm going to actually discard all 3 of these because I only have 1 turn left. And I am actually kind of hoping to use my Book of Wisdom and get a spell, but I don't want to discard the blue card that I had in my hand. I'm hoping I will draw a new blue card. So my hand size is 7. I'm not next to my keep, and I'm not next to the city, so I'm only going to get to draw up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, have a blue card somewhere in here. Oh, the only blue card is the steady tempo, which I might actually... Well, I still can potentially discard 1 to draw a card. Let's go ahead and roll our mana die. We have a white. And now our dummy player will claim end of round, so we have 1 more turn. To start this turn, we'll go ahead and flip this over, and that's going to allow us to discard 1 of these wounds, and we'll draw a card, and we get a white. First thing we're going to do is use our Book of Wisdom. We're going to throw away an action card from our hand. I love steady tempo, but I'm going to throw it away. I'm doing that because what I want to do is be able to gain a spell from the spells offered to your hand, and then we can also gain our 3rd blue crystal. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this ranged ice attack 5, because how can that be a bad thing to put into our hand? We'll gain a blue crystal. Now that's the most of them that I can have. I am going to remove our steady tempo. It's a good card, but actually I don't need to move a ton anymore. I just need to be able to move into the location where the green city is. That also means, though, that this card is removed from the game. Then we're going to go ahead and do Mana Storm, and we're simply going to do the top part. Choose a mana die in the source that is showing a basic color. Gain a crystal of that color to your inventory, and then we'll immediately re-roll that. But this is just helping us. So now I have a white, a blue, 3 blue, and 1 red. We'll re-roll this. Of course, it's black now, but who cares? Since we did get that spell, I'm going to go ahead and replenish, and we have Call to Arms. We have a total of 5 cards left in hand. I think what I'm going to do is use this as a move 2. We'll use this sideways for a move 4. We only need 3 to move over here during the day. That's why I wanted to do that. And now we're next to our keep again. And you know what, you guys? I think I have something fun that I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and play the Tome of All Spells. Discard a card of any color. So I'm going to discard this white Swiftness. And then it says, use the basic effect of a spell of the same color from the spell's offer without paying its mana cost. Since that was a white basic card, we can use Call to Arms. You may use an ability of 1 unit in the unit's offer this turn, as if it were one of your recruits. You cannot assign damage to this unit. There's only 2 units in the offer, and you might be thinking, what the heck would I want? This. A heal 2. Now, I don't think I get the +1 because I'm not using a green mana, or I haven't used that on the Magic Familiar, but I will totally take the heal 2. And this is the nice part about Mage Knight. I can take back that I use my wound for +2 movement because I actually only needed +1 movement, so I can say I used my Snowstorm sideways as +1 movement, and then that way I can heal both of these wounds, just because I have so many wounds. I wanted to see how many I have. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds in my deck. Ouch. That'll end my turn, and that will end the round. We will give this white card to our dummy player. This will get discarded. It will be placing another green crystal for our dummy player. We'll move all of these down. We will draw another one. We have Whirlwind over here, and we have the Mountain Lore over here. Oh, that's a great card. You can actually go onto the mountains. It's amazing. We're going to discard these 2 advanced action cards that are in the unit offer. We'll draw 2 more, Counterattack and Temporal Portal. We'll discard these 2 units that weren't used. We will then get 1 elite unit, and we have the Amotep Gunners. And then we'll have 1 regular unit, and that will be Thugs. Yeah, we don't want Thugs. Our reputation's too good. And then we'll get another one. We've got Heroes. Cool. Let's go ahead and move ourselves to the final night. We will roll our 3 source dice. Oh, we've got too many that are black and yellow, so we can re-roll them. And we've got 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 green. Final round, here we come. We have 7 as our hand size. We are next to our keep. We have 3 keeps that we control, so that's 10 beautiful cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wow, that's amazing. We only have 2 tactics to choose from. I definitely want to take Preparation. When you take this tactic, search your deck for any one card and put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. I'm going to have to look and decide which one I want, but that does mean that our dummy player will be first. I think the one I'm going to choose is the Tome of All Spells, just because this power has got to be helpful for us. Okay, this is going to be insane. I hope you guys are excited. I feel like we have a really good chance here. Our hand, we only have 3 wounds in it. I can discard 1. 1 can be used as a +2. I might even heal or just draw. Yeah, let's see what we do. But first, let's go over to our dummy player. Let's draw 3 cards. 1, 2, don't be red. Okay, it's green. Oh man, green is 3 still. 1, 2, 3. Okay, at least I got rid of 2 red cards. To start us off this turn, I think I'm just going to do Tranquility, and I'm going to heal the 2 wounds that I have in my hand. That way I only have, 5 wounds instead of 7. Now, I have so many other cards, but I think I want to be able to get another crystal to my inventory, but I don't want to have to use a crystal to gain a crystal. So I still have the whole dummy deck that I can use. I'm going to go ahead and just end my turn here. I will re-roll this up. This will be a green again. Actually, that's not terrible. We will discard this 1 card. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in hand. We will draw 2 more. We gained 1 wound and the mana draw card. We'll then grab 3 more cards from here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's green. That means we're going to draw 3 more. Jeez. Okay, she is definitely wanting to rush me through. With that, though, what I think I'm going to do is first start by discarding that wound to go ahead and draw a card. And we have Mana Storm. Wow, Mana Storm and Mana Draw right next to each other. I think I'm then going to use the Tome of All Spells. I'm going to discard the Mana Draw, and I'm going to use the bottom here. Discard a card of any color. Use the stronger effect of a spell of the same color from the spell's offer without paying its mana cost. You may do so even during the day. Well, it's nighttime, so we're okay. We're going to use the Call to Glory ability here. Recruit any 1 unit from the unit's offer for free. If your commands are at full, then you have to disband 1. We have 1 open one. Let's get the Amotep Gunners. That does mean this card is removed from the game, and this one goes into our discard pile. We're then going to use this card. We'll power it up and gain ourselves a red mana crystal. With this red mana crystal, if you look over here, I have 2 red, 3 blue, and 1 white. I don't have a lot of green, but I don't have a lot of green cards, so I think that's okay. We'll then go ahead and end our turn, and we'll roll this up. Oh, this is exhausted. So this one we can't use because it's nighttime. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we get to draw 3, 8, 9, 10. Oh, look at that. No wounds. It's almost bad. I wanted the +2 for the wounds. And we'll flip this skill token back up. As we're moving over to the dummy player's turn, though, I do think it's time for some concentration. That's going to allow us to draw 2 more cards. Still no wounds, and we'll gain 1 blue mana token. Hopefully this means we're ready to take on that city. We'll see. We'll draw our cards. 1, 2, and 3. And oh my gosh, 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Our dummy player has 3 cards left. Well, I think it's time. Let's see if we can do it. I'm going to go ahead and use that blue mana token to power up our stamina for move 4. We've got +1 here for move 5. That means we can move into the green city and assault it. We'll push down that reputation down. We're still at a +1. They still like us, just maybe not as much. Let's go ahead and start off by taking care of this Hydra. So the first thing we're going to do is use our siege catapult for 3 basic siege. And then we will use our Horn of Wrath, just the top part, siege attack 5. Now we have to see, will we take a wound? If we roll a black or red, we will. Of course I roll a black because, you know, I love wounds. So we'll take 1 wound for that. Actually, that's not terrible. I can use that wound as a +2. That's hilarious. But with these 2, that's 5 plus the 3. That's more than enough to defeat this enemy. For this golem over here, it has a cold fire attack of 4. That means for a regular attack, I need to have it doubled by 8. So I'm going to use our Emetep Gunners to block for 5. Then we will use our Instinct for 7, and we'll put this Threaten for 8. That will block the attack of 4. For this Catapult, I don't even want to deal with it. We're going to chill it. So the target enemy does not attack this combat. It does not have fire resistance, but we don't have to worry about its 9 ice attack. Now, it is cumbersome, so we could have used movement to reduce it, but I actually didn't have any movement in my hand anyways. So yeah, this way he will not attack. Finally, we have this crazy mage we need to take care of. So what I'm going to do is use my Utman Crossbowman for 3 block and our fire golems for 3 block. That's 6. This is cold fire attack, so I need to have a total of 8. So I'll go ahead and use this wound for +2. That's 7. And then we'll use the Mana Storm for, actually not the Mana Storm. Let's use Swiftness for 8. So that will block his attack. So we've blocked all the attacks. We've defeated 1 enemy. Now let's see if we can defeat the other 3. We'll start by using our Alta Mages here. We'll use 1 blue and 1 red. If we do that, we have a cold fire attack or cold fire block of 5. You can pay a blue or red mana token to increase this to 7, or pay both to increase it to 9. So because I'm paying both, we're doing 9. That will take this guy out, no problem. Because we blocked this golem, his defense now is only 4 instead of 8. If we had not blocked him, he would have had 8 as his defense. So I can go ahead and use my Swift Bolt, use my White Crystal, range attack of 4, done. And finally, we have our Ice Catapults. Let's go ahead and use Concentration. We will pay this so we get a +2 to our Rage. That gives us 6 attack. Just what we need to take him out. And look at this, we still have 3 cards left in hand. You can see all the cards played and all the units used. That was kind of insane, but that actually worked out pretty well. We gained 7 XP for this catapult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We gained a total of 4 for this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, that golem. We gained 8 for this mage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we gained 5 for this Hydra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we leveled up, we get to gain an action card, an advanced action card. I'll go ahead and grab this one. It doesn't matter what skill. I'm not going to worry about that. We only have 1 more turn. We're in the city. We have the most shields, obviously. So we get to draw 7 plus 2, which is 9. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And cool. I mean, I don't really know what else I'm going to do. Wow, I still only have 1 wound in here. That's pretty good. We'll roll that mana die we used, and it's green again. It always wants to be green. We will draw 3 cards from here. Wow, so we had this turn and the next turn, because our dummy player will claim end of round. You know, it's been a long time since I've really cared about my score, but I think we do gain something if we have more crystals. So let's go ahead and just gain a red crystal with this card. We'll discard this wound to go ahead and draw. I should have flipped this over. I already used that one. And we have a Heroic Tail. We'll grab Mana Storm, pay the green die just so we can gain a green crystal. And then we'll immediately re-roll this. And it's green again. I'm telling you, that's all it wants to be is green. And I'm exhausted, so I think I'm just going to call it at that. So if I counted everything correctly, I believe I scored 160 points, which is pretty good. I mean, 200, you feel really good. 150 and above, I still feel pretty solid. I mean, it did not help that I had 7 wounds in hand, or 6 wounds in my deck. That was minus 12 points right there. Each one of those wounds is minus 2. But the way I built Tovak, yeah, it just kind of worked that way. I had a blast. I'm sure I made errors. I'll try and make notes to notate that. I hope, though, that you enjoyed it. And let me know if you'd like to see me play another mage, because I definitely think I want to play this again somewhat soon. So let me know. Also, do you think you want to see a different scenario? And if you have a favorite solo scenario that isn't Volcaire, since I've already done a Volcaire one. I've heard there's a couple pretty good ones, but I do not have the Ultimate Edition. As you can see, I'm playing without Shades of Tesla, and I don't really plan on picking it up. I don't think I need it. I have enough here to last me a lifetime. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you at the next stop.